My child, the silence you have been living inside is not what you think it is. You have been counting the days since you last heard my voice clearly, and you have started to believe the count itself is the answer. It is not. I have not stepped back from the door. I have not turned toward someone else's prayer and forgotten the sound of yours. Come close while I say this, because I need you to hear it before the ache talks you out of listening. The delay is not my silence. The delay is my timing, and the two have never once been the same thing. You asked me for something. Maybe more than once. Maybe every day for longer than you want to admit out loud. A door to open. A body to heal. A name to be cleared. A child to come home, or a marriage to come back to life, or a calling you have felt in your chest since you were young enough to still believe things happen quickly. You asked, and the sky did not answer the way you hoped, and somewhere in the waiting you started to build a quiet theory about why. That you asked wrong. That you asked too late. That the answer was given to someone standing closer to the front than you. Sit with that for a moment. Do not rush past it. There is a particular exhaustion that comes from asking and hearing nothing back, and the world will tell you to explain it away fast, to find the lesson and move on before the ache gets uncomfortable. I will not rush you like that. The waiting has been long. That is true. And it has cost you something. That is also true. I am not asking you to call the cost small. I have watched you check the same door twice in 1 week, hoping it moved when you weren't looking. I have watched you rehearse the conversation you would have if the answer finally came, running the words in your head at night when the house is quiet and no one else knows you are still awake. I have seen you stop mentioning it out loud because saying it again and hearing nothing change felt heavier than carrying it silently. None of that escaped me. I was not distracted the day you decided to stop asking anyone but me. But listen, because this is where the truth turns. Unanswered is not the same as unheard. A door that has not opened yet is not a door that was never meant to open. You have been reading my quiet as my verdict, and it was never that. It was never a no. It has been, this whole time, an appointed time you cannot yet see the shape of. There is a line I wrote long before you were born, for people standing exactly where you are standing now. Habakkuk 2 verse 3. Asterisk for the vision awaits its appointed time, it hastens to the end it will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it, it will surely come, it will not delay, asterisk hold that phrase. It was not written for the patient. It was written for the tired. Read the shape of it slowly. It does not say the vision is cancelled. It says it is waiting for its hour. It does not say you were wrong to hope. It says the hope will not lie to you. And then it says the part you need most, if it seems slow. Seems. Not is. What you have been calling absence was never absence. It was distance you could not measure from where you were standing, and distance is not the same as gone. Let your shoulders drop an inch right now. Not because the waiting is over. Because you can stop bracing against a clock that was never yours to run. You have believed a picture of me that made this harder than it had to be. The picture where good things arrive the moment they're deserved, and delay is proof you weren't deserving enough. That picture was handed to you by people who meant well and still got it wrong, or by a season of disappointment that taught you to read every quiet month as rejection. I am asking you to set that picture down. I have never once measured you by the speed of my response. Think about how I actually build things that last. Nothing I make arrives finished on the first day. I take the longest with the things I love the most, not because I am slow, but because rushed things do not hold. A house built in a week falls in the first real storm. A promise built over years holds through every storm after. You have been asking me for a house. I have been building you a foundation, and foundations do their work exactly where you cannot see them, in the dark, underground, unapplauded. You were never assigned the how or the when. You were only ever asked to keep showing up at the door without knowing the hour it opens. That is not weakness. That is the whole shape of what I have called faith from the beginning. Not certainty about the timeline. Trust without one. So hear this plainly before we go further. The waiting is not punishment. It is not evidence you were forgotten. It is not proof someone else was chosen over you. It is the appointed time doing what appointed things do, arriving exactly when it is ready, not one day sooner, and not one day later than it needs to. I know the part of you that would rather have it now, even smaller, even unfinished, just to feel like something moved. I am not scolding that part of you. I am only asking you to trust the one who has never once been late to a single thing he promised, even when it looked, from where you stood, like he had forgotten the way. Keep showing up at the door. Keep asking, even when your voice has worn down to almost nothing. It will not delay. It will not lie. It is coming, at the only hour that was ever going to be the right one. And on the day it finally opens, you will understand why it took exactly this long, and not a day less.